I'm Vinny Politan. Thanks so much for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments. And for those of you who've been watching me on Court TV for all these years, know when I first started at Court TV, I was one of the traveling correspondents. And one of the best parts of the job was going around the country and seeing how different courtrooms in different parts of this country administer justice. It was also interesting to watch what cases were like when you went to a big city versus a small town. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed going to those small towns a lot better. I felt like there was much more of a connection between the case, the courthouse, the people involved, whether it was the judge, the bailiff, everyone, and the community. And there seemed like there was a lot more at stake. And the tension was a little bit higher because wherever you went in that town, everybody knew what was going on in that courthouse. And we've got a situation like that going on right now. The case was on Court TV today, big pretrial hearings. I'm talking about the murder of Tara Grinstead. Now, there are two people who are going to be big parts of this case. Two people who are alive. Obviously, the case is about the murder of Tara Grinstead, who went missing in 2005, never been found. But the two people I'm talking about are first the defendant, Ryan Duke. That's his name. I've got some photos to show you of Ryan Duke through the years. All the way to the left, that's from his high school yearbook. In the middle, that's when he got arrested for this murder. And then on the right-hand side, that's what he's going to look like inside, and looks like inside the courtroom. So you can kind of see the evolution of Ryan Duke. Central to this case, obviously, because he is the defendant. But there's another person who is friends with Ryan Duke, or used to be friends with Ryan Duke, went to school with him. His name, no relation, is Beau Dukes. We've got some photos of Beau Dukes. On the left, that same high school yearbook. Pictures right next to each other. That's Beau Dukes. In the middle, that's when he got in trouble for this case, because he went to trial in the case of Tara Grinstead, not accused of the murder, but accused of helping dispose of her body. And then you see him on the right, a little more cleaned up. That's a much more recent picture from some other legal issues that Beau Dukes is dealing with. Well, Beau Dukes was in court today because, again, he has information related to this case that is crucial, I believe, for the jury. And I want the jury to hear it. I do, because I want the jury to hear as much evidence as possible, because they've got to figure out the truth in what happened here and who is responsible. But Beau Dukes came in today and gave us a preview of what he may be willing to say if, in fact, he's called in front of the jury. Take a listen.
Mr. Dukes, did Agent Shaudel interview you first on June 16th, 2016?
Under the advice of counsel, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right not to testify.
Did your lawyer set up a subsequent interview on February 19th, 2017?
I'm also not going to answer that question either.
And Judge, we do not believe that the fact that he had an interview would invoke his Fifth Amendment right to counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. I think anything regarding whether it was an interview or not, surrounding the interview, will go into issues that are still being still up for debate and consideration in other cases, Your Honor.
I agree completely with Ms. Mullis. These issues are on appeal, pending before the court, and he has a pending indictment in Ben Hill County, and I believe that is the correct response.
I'll give you the last say, Ms. Merchant, if you have any further argument.
Thank you, Judge. The fact that he had an interview cannot subject him, or did not have an interview, cannot subject him to criminal charges. My specific question was if his lawyer set up a second interview for him. And so we don't believe that that would implicate any Fifth Amendment.
The very indictments in Wilcox County involve those interviews that she is asking those questions about, and whether those statements were made, if and in those.
I'm going to allow the indication of Fifth Amendment privilege to that question.
Thank you, Judge. The interview that you had on February 19th, 2017, that was with Mr. Bowden, Mr. Rigby, Ms. Schwartz, and then your lawyer, Mr. Fox, correct?
Under the advice of counsel, I'm also going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right.
And it lasted approximately 30 minutes?
I'm also invoking my Fifth Amendment.
Thank you. And was it during that meeting that Mr. Bowden told you that if you cooperated and you were not involved in the homicide, but you were only involved in the cover-up, that they would be in a position to help you?
Under the advice of counsel, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right not to self-incriminate.
And it was shortly after Mr. Bowden made this statement to you that you made a statement that implicated Ryan Duke.
Under the advice of counsel, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right not to self-incriminate.
Do you believe that you had a deal?
Under the advice of counsel, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right not to self-incriminate.
In fact, did you then subsequently text friends of yours saying that you believed you had a deal?
Under the advice of counsel, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right not to testify.
Would you have given Agent Shaldell statements if Mr. Bowden had not told you he was in a position to help you?
Under the advice of counsel, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right not to testify.
Did you know Paul Bowden prior to this meeting?
Under the advice of counsel, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right not to testify.
And Judge, that one I would argue does not have any incriminating statements, whether or not he knew Paul Bowden prior to this meeting.
Your Honor, being that Mr. Bowden was the current district attorney in this case, any implications or testimony, anything that he had some sort of meeting with him or knew him in any way could lead to incriminate him or lead to incriminating information.
Any further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to require the witness to answer that question.
Thank you, sir.
Personally, I did not know Mr. Bowden.
Had you ever met him prior to that day?
Not that I recall. It's possible, though.
Were you friends with his son, Josh Bowden?
Yes.
Had you ever been to the Bowden's home?
I can't recall a time where I ever was.
Thank you. No further questions.
This guy's in the middle of everything, worrying about incriminating himself. He's already been convicted in front of a jury, but yeah, he's got the appeal pending. But what did I tell you about small towns, right? The DA, he's friends with the DA's son. And what the defense is going as, hey, you're friends with the DA's son, the DA was going to give you a deal, and all of a sudden you said that you got disposed of the body, but you didn't commit the murder, because that's the guy I think the defense is going to point the finger at. Anyhow, let's get a lot more information now from Court TV legal correspondent Julia Janae, who's joining us live from Ocilla, Georgia tonight. Julia, great to see you. All right, so tell us about this deal that Beau Dukes was being asked about and just on the advice of counsel took the Fifth Amendment.
Alleged deal. Vinny, the prosecutors say that there was never a deal. They brought people into this hearing the last 2 days to say that there was not a deal offered to Beau Dukes. His attorney said there wasn't one explicitly, but there was an understanding of quid pro quo. And now with Dukes on the stand today, the defense wanted to ask him that same question. Let's watch.
Do you believe that you had a deal?
Under the advice of counsel, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right not to self-incriminate.
In fact, did you then subsequently text friends of yours saying that you believed you had a deal?
Under the advice of counsel, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right not to testify.
Defense attorney Ashley Merchant there referencing text messages. We dug around in the case file or files that are associated with this case and found those text messages that talk about a deal. Now, this is between Beau and an unknown friend. This was a part of his Wilcox County trial when he was actually convicted of concealing a death. And the two are talking about why Grinstead's death was now really cracked open in 2017 after so long. And Beau responds that Brooke let it slip up to her mom. Brooke is his girlfriend. She tipped off the GBI, and through a long negotiation between Brooke, the case agent, myself, and eventually my lawyer and the district attorneys, we worked out a deal. And he goes on to say that it worked out well for me at least, and Brooke may get the reward, seeming to reference the outstanding reward that was there for information about Tara Grinstead's death.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. Well, did Beau Dukes or Ryan Duke ever break their silence before this case broke open in 2017?
Vinny, there were multiple people who told authorities that they learned something, overheard something, were told something by Beau Dukes. You heard there his girlfriend, Brooke Sheridan. She's someone who testified against him in that Wilcox County trial. There's also the brother of Ryan Duke, Stephen Duke, who said that Beau Dukes told him that your brother killed Tara Grinstead. An Army buddy, a military buddy of his, John McCullough, is expected to testify that Dukes told him that he was asked to help conceal the body. Then there's another person, Garland Lott, who says that he overheard something not just from Beau Dukes, but from both Beau Dukes and Ryan Duke. Here he is testifying in a previous proceeding.
Have you ever had an occasion to hear either Ryan or Beau Dukes discuss the disappearance of Tara Grinstead?
Yes, there was a comment made at a party that I attended to.
Okay. Now, this party that you went to, how long after she went missing did this party occur?
2 to 3 weeks.
And where was this party held?
At the pecan orchard.
What was the statement that was made?
The statement that I recall was, we killed and burned her body, basically.
So what happened next after he overheard this? He went to authorities. And here's an excerpt from a GBI investigative summary where Garland Lott told Janice Paul, his employer who was married to a deputy, about attending a party shortly after Grinstead went missing with Beau Dukes and Ryan Duke, in which they both stated that they had killed Grinstead and burned her body in an orchard. After that, later in this summary, Janice talked to investigator Morgan about 2 to 4 weeks after the search, and Morgan told her Beau and Ryan had been spoken to and that they denied killing Grinstead, instead only saying that they were drunk when they were talking. That seems to be the end of the follow-up at that point, but this was all in 2005, right around the time that there was still that active search going on for Tara Grinstead, Vinny.
Absolutely, and you know, it would have been a lot easier to recover her body back then rather than 12 years later when the case finally broke. But it looks like they had the information early on. Okay, here's the big question tonight. Will Beau Dukes be testifying at the trial?
We don't know. That is the answer. And we're not the only one who doesn't know. Even the defense attorney who's representing Ryan Duke wants to know what that's going to look like with this trial coming up very soon, May 2nd. Take a listen.
Before he leaves, I did want to put a different issue on the record, whether or not he intends to invoke his Fifth Amendment right if he is called as a witness at trial. At this point, just for planning purposes, so that we can figure out some evidentiary issues.
I'm going to let you and Ms. Mullis discuss that later at y'all's leisure. Okay, I don't think that's a proper inquiry at this time.
So it's absolutely a possibility that Beau Dukes will plead the Fifth. He may not even take the stand at all in front of this jury. The reason for that, and that was mentioned today by his attorneys, he has an appeal pending for the conviction in Wilcox County, Georgia, and he still has pending charges that he hasn't been found guilty or not guilty of in Ben Hill County for concealing a death, for hindering an arrest, and false statements to police.
All right. He is the key to this case, but I don't know who for. Julie Janae in Osceola tonight, thank you so much. Let's bring in our think tank. Joining us tonight in Atlanta, Georgia, criminal defense attorney Eklund Mercy. In Los Angeles, California, former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani. And in Atlanta, Georgia, criminal defense attorney Josh Schiffer. Great to see everyone. Eklund, I'll begin with you in Georgia. Who needs Beau more in this case, the prosecution or the defense?
I don't know. We don't know what type of information he has. So it's really like, as an attorney, you never ask a question you don't know the answer to. So we don't know what Beau is going to say. So I'm intrigued because it can help or it can hurt, but he's definitely not willing to hurt his pending cases. So I'm really, really anxious to see how this plays out.
Nima Rahmani, isn't there a way, if prosecutors want to call him, that they can get him on the stand? I mean, can't they give him some immunity to all this stuff? But do they have to give him immunity to the case where he was already convicted as well?
Yeah, many prosecutors can give him immunity, but you don't need immunity in this case if you're a prosecutor. You have DNA that puts Ryan Duke at the scene of the murder, and guess what? You have a confession that the defense is desperately trying to knock out. So all this back and forth, Ryan Duke's attorney is very aggressive in this case, trying to go after the district attorney, which, by the way, you rarely see district attorneys testify about a potential deal with a criminal defendant. I mean, that was just fascinating testimony here on Court TV yesterday. Prosecution doesn't need it. You got Beau Dukes, who invoked more times than Eric Trump. So just keep him off the stand. Keep your case clean. You got your confession. You got your DNA. You don't need his testimony in a case like this, Vinny.
All right. Now, Eklund, don't get any ideas just because he's throwing that word out there tonight. You guys try to do it every week. I don't know why. This is a legal program. Has nothing to do. You've got 55 other networks dealing with that. Josh Schiffer, let me get to you. Who needs Beau more in front of this jury?
Oh, Miss Merchant and her client, they absolutely stand to benefit the most because they don't have the conviction already. They aren't dealing with an absolute loaded deck that benefits them because they're on trial for a case, like Naeem's saying, where the state has lots and lots of evidence. The benefit of Mr. Dukes testifying, whatever he says, it's going to be unknown. No one can predict exactly how it's going to fall, except that Eklund's right. It's all going to be self-serving. Miss Merchant was brought in because she is an aggressive, out-of-the-box defense attorney. We were baby lawyers together. I've known her 20 years. She is as smart as they get, and she's going to push the issues to benefit her client, and she's relying on the fact that no one can predict what he's going to say on the stand, and that could totally derail the state's case if it goes wrong.
All right. Eklund Mercy, Neiman Rahmani, Josh Schiffer, they're with us the whole hour. When we come back, big celebrity case on Court TV tomorrow.